Hey there, folks. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Coming at you live with this week's video of stocks to watch for next week. If you want to get my market take, you're going to have to listen to the live, at least the first 10, 15 minutes or so of live broadcast. This is just strictly a list of stocks to watch, and as you can imagine, there's not a whole lot of them on there. So let's just go ahead and get started. RGLS. Recent insider buy, $7.64. One of the things that I am looking for is a stock that showed a little bit of strength on a 500-point down day in the markets. RGLS did that right below the $8 holla, possible trend line break. I'm thinking if it does break, it can get possibly back up into that $9.70 area. Would be looking at that for a potential day trade. INFI, another one, looking for a $10 test. If it could take out 10, had a nice little move on Friday with some good volume. If it takes out 10 with any kind of conviction, you could have a nice little scalp there. SNMX also had a little bounce after this big run up, was pulling back, consolidating, had a little bounce, testing the $7 holla, looking for a $7 holla break and that break of that trend line. I think SNMX could be fun. One of the beaten up sectors has been the semiconductors, SGI Silicon Graphics. Interesting little chart pattern here. It had this little bounce, right? I don't know if that was earnings related or what, but then pulled back basically to support, testing the $5 holla, looking for a trend line break and a break over 5 with conviction. I think this one could get a little bit fun. And, looking potentially to go up and test $6 or so in that range. Beat, didn't miss a beat. Even with Thursday and Friday's action, the thing kept climbing. Looks like it wants to test the $14 holla. It's a bit, scary to try and buy a stock like this. It's because since it's already up so many days in a row. A pullback to 12 or so would be a great place to maybe look to get involved with this stock. But if it takes out 14 with conviction, it could be fun for a day trade. So worth keeping an eye on. Beat EMKR. This was on my list last week. Still looking for maybe to take out that 740 area. It closed at 716. So basically, what I'm kind of thinking is if it takes out this little trend line here, maybe it goes back up and tests that 740 area for a quick scalp trade. EHTH was on my list last week. I've been watching it for a potential gap fill into this $13 area, and I may look to get involved there. If it breaks over the trend line, I think I would take it for that as well as a potential to go up and test around $15 or so. IQNT, full disclosure, I do have some lotto shares actually left in this. I took it last week at $18.56, and I'm looking, and it was just I scalped out of some already. I've got some lottos left. Now I'm looking for it to maybe pull back into the 1793 area to add to my position. I like the stock. If it takes out the trend line, I may add to that as well. If we get any kind of a snapback rally in the markets. Tube, this one is interesting from a level of support right here at 9, basically $10. It bounced off that on Friday, looking for a potential reversal snapback play in this one, just for a day trade, not for a long-term position. And that really primarily has to do with my take on the overall markets. There's been some recent insider buying, $11.11, which makes that also intriguing for me. So worth keeping an eye on too. And for a potential snapback play, I am looking at MU, which has been just decimated. Looking for potentially to do some kind of a red to green move if we get a snapback rally in the market. YRCW, after a nice big earnings report, looking for it to come down and fill this gap around $16 or so. But interesting, maybe more of the long-term swing or hold this YRCW. And then the last one is Soon. Look, this thing has been destroyed. A couple of weeks ago, it was $35 a share. It's 10. I'm looking for it to bounce off of that $10, some kind of a snapback play. But this would not be one that I would be loading up for a long-term holder swing. I would just like to take this for a quick snapback trade, and that's about it. And that's my entire list for the week, folks. I mean, we went over a lot of stocks in the live presentation, but after a week like we just had, need to be extremely, extremely cautious out there. And if you're not really good at playing volatility, then the best thing for you to do probably is just sit on the sidelines and protect your capital. Okay, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and good luck trading next week. Remember, you don't have to trade. And if you've got profits, I really think that it's a good time to build cash. So, with that, I will leave it at that and wish you all a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the rest of it. Good luck next week. Oh, side note, I may not be able to do a video next week. I'm heading out of town for a little vacation. We'll see, but I may not be doing a video next week. We'll see what happens and how the weekend plays out. Okay? All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.